interestingly, here in the UK, the physical stores have always been the absolute central hub of our retail media strategy. It's about 80% of our retail media business sits in the store. So I think it's less about, for me, how do physical stores, because they play such a vital part now. It's more with brands, how do they see stores always being part of their marketing campaigns and their and their channel mix. Um, we did some research actually with Lumen recently, which showed that when customers saw the media in our stores, yes, obviously it drives sales in our stores, but it also drove sales in competitor stores of the products. So it showed that there was recall still happening, and we could demonstrate that and absolutely prove that with data, that for a brand, using our stores as a media channel was as an effective media channel as any other, not just about driving sales within that particular store.
So with the physical stores centrality within Omni Media, wanted to also get to how you connect the physical store and the digital store so that they're not necessarily competing with each other or cannibalizing sales or marketing.
I think it's about sort of consistency of the brand rather than it being a carbon copy of the same creative being used in the digital channels and through store. It's about making them consistent and talk to each other as channels, but being really clear about what each channel, what the job is there for, that it needs to do for you, and for your campaign. I'm quite excited about how we can develop experiential more in store as well. So, if you think about from the digital through to the physical, the digital, yes, you can be really creative, obviously, with digital marketing, but nothing is quite the same as marketing that you can touch, potentially smell, feel in the in-store environment. So I think my overarching thing would be consistency, but adapting that that consistent creative to the channel that you're in.
So I imagine to have that consistency of creative and messaging between stores and their consumers, co-op membership and CRM data, seem to do a pretty good job connecting the in-store experience with online touchpoints. Do you see it that way, or how do you see the role of co-op membership and CRM data?
100%. I mean, just as a member-owned organisation, we probably have, and we've been quite pioneering in how we think about and how we use our member data. So, our members, we are very, very conscious and cognizant of making sure that we're targeting members and using their data to target them with things that they're interested in, and that could be anything from, a joined up retail media campaign through to what cause they're supporting by shopping with the co-op, how they have a say in how we run our business. So we use our membership data in quite a unique way, and I think we are getting better and better at ensuring we're only using the data to serve members content that they are interested in, and really trying to drown out anything that they're not.
So Rachel, wanted you to maybe look a little outward for a second here in terms of the conversation we're having about the gaps between in-store experiences and online experiences, and how you've been connecting that. Is there anything that retailers tend to overlook when it comes to bringing those two sides together, the digital and the physical together?
Um, it's really hard for me to answer, because we've almost started with the physical world in such a significant way. It's I think easier then to connect back out from the physical world to the digital than it almost is the other way around. It's quite difficult to think, when you've worked in a purely digital environment, how do I translate that into the store? My personal view is that it's much easier to do it backwards the other way. So I think that there we're probably quite unique in how much we drive our retail media business through our store estate. So Yeah, I think that's I think we're fairly good at being quite consistent in that way.
Well, if I can just throw one more question on that thread to you, does social media maybe have a factor in terms of maybe having online lead back to the physical store, or do you really feel it's a one-way journey?
No, 100%. And social and first party data is a really vital connect between what's happening in our stores in the digital world and then bringing them back into the physical world. Obviously, one of the areas where that works really, really well is innovation. So if I could talk about a specific campaign that we've run recently, there's a new brand of sweets or candy for the US by a very, very popular YouTuber. And obviously, because it's driven, because the innovation is from a very popular YouTuber, the ecosystem for that audience is in the digital world. But what we've been able to do is connect that digital audience back into the store to buy. And we showed this YouTuber going around the shop, buying his own products, etc., which got huge reach.
Oh, great. Well, speaking from that innovation in the campaign you just ran, very timely for the season. Want to know if there's any other innovations or trends that you're keeping an eye on at the moment?
I mean, look, the so probably two things for me. And I sort of mentioned earlier around experiential. We have, I think, there's almost layers of customer experience that you give from the digital store to the physical store, and then there is how you can absolutely supercharge that in an experiential world. So the sort of things we've been looking at are sponsored silent discos in our stores by brands. How we can make that shopping environment really unique, really fun, and totally memorable. So I would say experiential. The other thing which I'm going to say, which probably everybody says, is how we're going to be able to utilize AI better, both for personalization but also for channel for efficiency, and how we know the opportunities are big. We are just starting on that journey, and I'm really interested to see how that plays out.